Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Horror Huddle. I'm Stacey-Beth. This is Ash.
Howdy.
And we've got a guest. We've got two guests. So we've got Annie Christ.
Hi.
And Loretta. And today we're going to be talking about, we're kind of starting off the Halloween month. We want to do, several topics over the course of a few videos, whatever we can get out. And tonight we're going to be doing Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, I know, right? It's going to be a good one. Let's see how long we can make this fucking video.
Yeah, and we're doing it because the new TV show is going to be coming on at the end of the month. Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah. Is it coming out on Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, that's why I planned this to be this month.
Okay, gotcha.
Look at you, city planner over here. I like it.
Right?
Like it.
I'm just over here full of fucking bullshit notes and not. All right, we're gonna start with the first one, Evil Dead, which came out in 1981, and I'm sure we all know the basic plot of the movie is 5 friends travel to a cabin, who then they release a demon that possesses them, and everybody knows the main star Bruce Campbell as Ash, who's become this cult icon or whatever. Yeah, I saw that it was just this kind of meager budget of $375,000, but that it ended up grossing $2.6 million. And I don't know if that's just from then till now. I'm assuming so because I'm pretty sure it didn't make that much back then. But yeah, from there it's kind of spawned a musical, all these crazy video games, obviously the sequels and stuff, and reboots, and all kinds of crazy shit now. Ash?
We're just talking about just regular stuff about the movie. I liked it. I liked the first one. Not my favorite of the 3, but it really just sets up just the mythos of Ash.
Yeah.
How is it not my favorite? Because the second one's my favorite, but we'll get to that later. It was a really good, gritty horror film. It did have some jokes through it, but not nearly as much as they added on as the series went on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think this one is obviously this one was meant to be the serious, horror movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think it started out initially, I think in the late 70s, Sam Raimi wanted to create a short film called Within the Woods because he eventually wanted to sell that to someone and make the money to fund a full a feature-length film, and ended up he couldn't get the money for it, so him and Bruce ended up going out and trying to raise money for it, and they didn't raise all of what they wanted, so they ended up just taking what they did have and created Evil Dead.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is really neat. I mean, you can obviously tell in the effects and so, but that's kind of, I think that's what made it great, was it just was obviously super low budget. The creature work, the demon makeup and all that wasn't great, but it still kind of creeps.
I thought it was so cool.
It does.
It was good for the small budget it had. It was very effective.
Yeah, it creeps me. It still kind of it weirds me out. I don't like it. I just it's it's spoopy.
I remember you bringing up the fact that the gore in the first movie, there was a certain amount of gore, but not much compared to the second movie. But didn't you say that they said that because it was an underground movie, that they weren't nearly as worried about getting that X rating?
Yeah, Sam Raimi didn't give a fuck about censorship or making anything So they ended up giving it an X rating, and it was on the video nasty list. And I think theatrically it's still banned in Germany.
Really?
Which is totally crazy. And I don't know.
Germany loves our gore.
Yeah.
Our indie gore, they love it.
Yeah, and I'm I just saw a fucking German movie the other day for Fantastic Fest that I had to review, and that was a fucked up, gory ass movie. So I don't know what the hell they're thinking, Yeah, obviously, maybe it's just then it freaked him out. Who knows? But there's the one scene in particular that I cannot watch. I know when it's coming, and I have to just turn away, and my butt clenches up, and I just freak out whenever the girlfriend of the friend, I don't remember, stabs the other chick in the
foot. Yeah, the ankle,
and starts just twisting it around. I'm like, oh. Like, yeah.
That scene goes on entirely too long. I was watching it today, and I was like, you think after the first 10 seconds you'd stop screaming and looking up and be like, fuck, I need to do something about this?
Yeah, I don't. That's the one scene that just always gets me out of like the whole movie.
You see, for me, the scene that gets me is the tree rape scene. That was just, it was weird.
I almost forget about that. Like one of the most like important scenes. Like I think like mentally I block it out because it was just so freaking bizarre. And I think I don't even remember, but the first time I did see it, or one of the first times I saw it, I was like, what's gonna happen here? What's going on? What's that rape gonna do? Why is it spreading there? Oh, god damn it! Like
no.
And then she starts like enjoying it for a bit, and I'm like, no, man.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was watching it. I was watching it today, and I was like, either she's kind of enjoying this a little bit, or I'm doing sex entirely. I'm not doing what I shouldn't be doing this.
I don't know how to sex properly.
It's okay to love nature, but it's not okay to love nature.
Yeah. I was like, I know it's a rape scene, but she sounds like she's enjoying it. Maybe
she's totally
maybe I'm way too forceful.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't. And I mean, I get like in the reboot of it, they do that scene as well, but it was a lot less. It was more intense in the reboot, but it was a lot less like sexual.
Yeah.
I think, right? I don't remember. I don't know. I just remember it being less creepy than the original. When I'm doing that, y'all talk.
Oh, right.
I'm like,
tree rape is bad.
Yeah. In a nutshell, the tree's coming towards you, run. Yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about Evil Dead, about the first one?
No.
We're good? I loved it. I like that. I'm going to have to say I might prefer that one. I don't know. But next we're going to go on to obviously Evil Dead 2. Came out in 1987. Obviously that's Ash's favorite.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I saw that their budget just totally went up on that one. I think it said it was $3.6 million.
And how much was the gross?
5.9.
Ooh.
Yeah, just under $6 million. So they didn't.
That must not be today, because I'm sure with all the DVD and VOD
You take that up with IMDb. I was just going off with that. But I mean, this one, what did we call it? Like
it's a sequel, reboot, parody.
Yeah, or sequel, remake, parody, cluster of shit of everything.
It's not shit.
It's not shit, but
yeah. Okay, so basically the second movie, the first about 15, 20 minutes of it is a Cliff Notes version of the first film. They take out everyone but Ash and the girlfriend, but basic events are the same. They go to the cabin, they find the recording. It does kind of go more into detail, like that the husband and wife and the daughter go find the book, and then him and the wife decipher it. And basically, playing the recording makes the girlfriend possessed.
It's basically a rehash of the first film.
And from that on end, it pretty much goes all the way to the ending of the first film, which is where the evil attacks him. And that's where really the movie starts from, which is basically him trying to defeat this evil. The daughter shows up and a few other people, and they all have to fight this evil and try to rid the world of it.
Yeah, and it was cool because this time around you got to see the old man and his wife as he was making the recordings, which you didn't see in the first one, So it's kind of, they were like, okay, look, now we have the money. Let's reshoot it. Yeah,
we can afford the $20 for the extras. Perfect.
Exactly, for the different location.
The production value was much better with this one because, like, the first movie, the cabin looks kind of shoddy, but this one, they're like, okay, now we're actually going to build it proper, make it look really creepy.
Yeah, and then like that 6 years time, like you saw like a definite physical change in Ash or in his character. Like from the first movie, he was like just looked super innocent looking. He was a little bit chubbier, and then you see him now, and he's all like fucking sexy and ripped and like super.
Like, hey, do you have a little bit of facial hair? That looks really good. What are you doing there?
But this one was just like, I mean, it was funny. It was like, it was so gory. It was fucking campy.
Well, they basically took what all the audience from the original kind of liked because, they went into the original thinking this is going to be a horror movie. But a lot of audiences were picking up on the funny stuff and just were laughing through the movie. So they're like, well, they like the gore, they like the jokes. Let's put more of it in this next one.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it is because it's literally Three Stooges with a ton of gore.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. It wasn't trying to be anything like meta or like anything too like, well, we're going to take this and like tweak it like this, so it's going to be funny, but it's going to have this meaning. And it's just like, nope, it's just funny and gory and a good time.
And
I thought that it did kind of do the balance really well with, it was scary in certain parts. It was gory, definitely. And then it also had that equal amounts of humor throughout because, like, the whole possessed hand bit was literally like Three Stooges, hand just getting dishes and just, break them.
Doesn't he do the whole this thing and then that? Like, doesn't he do that?
That's in the next one.
That's an Army of Darkness. See,
Is it?
When we were going over what we were going to talk about, I kept confusing stuff in Army of Darkness with Evil Dead. I was like, wait a minute, did this happen in this one? I don't know.
Like the scene where he chops off his own evil, demented hand and he gets free. And he starts going after with a shotgun. He kills inside the wall. Little trickle of blood. He's like, oh, really? And then it's like gushing blood like a fire hydrant, just covering the room. He slips and falls, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be fun.
And like we were talking about earlier, this is definitely the movie where Ash came into his own, where he became
he started his progression because I think the next movie is where it really is like this is the myth, this is the icon that is Ash.
Yeah,
but this one introduced the chainsaw hand, which I was like, yes. As you can see behind me, I love the chainsaw hand. I thought that was a great addition.
Yeah. And it's I don't know, it like you had said earlier, it felt like a kids movie almost.
Well, this one still seemed like horror, but they also when I was talking about the house, they had more budget. It also showed in the special effects with makeup. I thought it was so much better in this film.
Yeah, this one definitely is not on my top. I just didn't care for it too much.
It's not as scary as the first, but scarier than the third one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, okay. Well, in that case, we can just go on to the third one then.
Okay.
So we're going to go on to 92's Army of Darkness, which just went above and beyond over the line of, any point of horror. It was just campy. And what did I say? It was more like fantasy. It was like a fantasy
adventure
movie. It had its horror elements, but it was mostly fantasy adventure action.
Yeah, and while it had horror elements, it was not scary.
It was like a gory Looney Tunes set in medieval times.
Basically.
Exactly, yeah. And this one had a budget of $13 million and ended up grossing $11 million. This one definitely, obviously, was not a favorite amongst, because you see the first two, and then you're given this movie, and you're like,
which is
even a part of this universe? What the hell am I watching, Well,
I think that was because I think they wanted to make it a little bit more friendly so they could get as many people in the seats as possible.
Yeah, obviously, judging by your poster behind you, it's still considered,
Well, it is up there because Ash is definitely in this movie. He becomes the icon.
Yeah, that's where he hit cult status, character status,
and the character himself becomes self-aware of how badass he is.
Yeah.
In the second one, he's just going through shit and figuring it out. Yeah. And then once he gets it figured out, he's like, all right.
This one, he knows what he needs to do. He knows what to do. He knows what to expect. He's not surprised or scared by anything anymore.
Yeah.
Did you want to go over the plot really quickly?
Plot is very basic. Ash, who is now transported back into medieval times, has to fight the army of the undead to get the Necronomicon so we can get back to present day.
Yeah. Which is just what? When the hell did you go back in time? When was this even an option in the previous movies? Okay, fine. But you don't question it still. You're just this movie.
You don't question it because the end of the second one did have him go back in time, and he finds out he's the actual supposedly chosen one that in the past defeats the Deadites. So that's where this one starts basically off.
I missed that then. But this one, I was too busy crying over the strain, okay? So this one definitely was one that is where the most of the quotable lines came from.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Me and my ex, he had this giant Army of Darkness Ash doll that was motion censored, and so we'd always put it in the bathroom, and you could push a button on him and leave him there, and when you walked by him, it was all the different quotes from the movie, and I was like, that I probably should have stolen that from him.
Hail to the King, baby.
Yeah, it was everything that did all the big ones, and I was like, damn, I should have fucking stole that. Like, but I don't think I would have gotten away with it. But I read that that Tracy Lords had initially auditioned to be to play the role of Sheila, which I'm like, 92 Tracy Lords. I love me some fucking Tracy Lords. 92 Tracy Lords. That was when she was like getting her bit part in Roseanne and stuff. When she was like the slutty bimbo waitress at the lunchbox and stuff.
Well, at that time she was doing what was it? She was in Serial Mom and Crybaby.
Was she in Serial Mom? I know she was in Crybaby, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think she was one of the guys' side girlfriends in that movie.
Oh shit!
When did Robin Hood Men in Tights come out? She played that crazy witch, remember?
No, I thought it was
Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tracy Lords is the blonde one.
Tracy.
Tracy Lords is the blonde one.
Tracy Lords, the chick that did porn when she was like 15. Yeah. And then everyone was like, oh, wait, you're 15?
Oops.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do Tracy Ullman? That would have been awesome.
They probably would have cast her as like, the pit bitch or something, so.
That would have been awesome.
But it was just like, it was such a fucking bizarre movie. I mean, that whole scene with like the mini ashes. Was that an Army of Darkness? Okay, cool. Yeah, like the mini ashes, the fucking eyeball on the shoulder, like all this just crazy ass stuff that I was telling Ash earlier. I was like, dude, I remember watching this when I was younger, and I didn't like it because that scene or that whole sequence just it didn't scare me. It didn't creep me out. It just was weird. It was too weird for me. I was like, I don't want to fucking watch this. This is fucking weird.
Honestly,
I don't subscribe to this.
Like if the second was basically Three Stooges, this was a cartoon. Because like the little guys and it's like him, London Bridge is falling down, gets a nail on the shoe, and he's like, oh, and they're like, hi there, lady.
Yeah. And then the little bitty two shoes and all this crazy, Yeah,
and then later on when he gets the book, which was the scene Eric was talking, Annie was talking about.
Who's Eric?
Which was where he's getting attacked by all the hands, the skeleton hands that are coming out of the ground. He's trying to defend it, and they're like, and he's like, oh, and they're like,
It's just it's so silly. It's so silly, but I think that's just obviously what made everybody love it. Was that this character that they love, and they're like, man, he can do horror, he can do this, he can do this. They're like, oh my god, this guy's fucking amazing, And it's very rare that nowadays that you have movies in a franchise that can do that and get away with it.
Oh yeah, and you can see it in traces of his other movies, like Drag Me to Hell. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of very silly, quirky moments in that movie, and it's still
the old lady barfing in her mouth, and just you're like, what the eyeball in the cake when she's at the dinner.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Bruce Campbell movies. He's pretty much stayed with that kind of comedy element. I mean, Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Bubba.
Even in, and I was like a huge fan of Burn Notice. Even in Burn Notice, it was Ash. You know what I mean? It was he had that. It was that humor that he had all throughout all three movies that it just he can't get away with it. He's like embraced this character, and he has become Ash. You know what I mean? It's kind of
even Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and I'm like, okay, how is this gonna fare for him when he's like older and nobody wants to go see him anymore in these conventions? But
to be fair, he's already older, and they're playing into that the new show.
Yeah, the new show, and I also heard I wrote it down too so they have the 2013 reboot. Now the sequel, they're gonna do a sequel to the reboot Evil Dead 2.
And depending on how the show goes,
it's rumored that they want to do Army of Darkness 2, and that would also 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be, and then they would make a 7th film merging narratives of both chronologies.
That would be weird, but I'll still see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's just a real.
But since we're talking about the remake, what has been constant in all of the Evil Dead movies? The car.
Oh, yeah.
The Oldsmobile Delta 88. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been in every single one of his movies. That was in Drag Me to Hell. Like, yeah.
I can help.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
and I think, is that not what he said, that he lost his virginity in a car like that? Or that car?
Yeah.
I think he lost his virginity in the car that was in Evil Dead. No, maybe
first
not.
one.
I don't know. Because that's not the same car that they're using now, I don't think, right?
Who knows? But it's the same model, at the very least.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. The whole trilogy of movies, because we're not going to do the reboot because
It's far removed because, the show that's coming out is basically, seems like it's going to take the tone of Evil Dead 2 with the comedy and gore and horror stuff.
Yeah, and like you said, the reboot's just so far removed from everything else. It's obviously, there is no Ash character. There's no, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It could have had any other name and still been a
That's
horror
what I
movie.
said.
Yeah.
I was like, people would have been like, oh my god, this is obviously a ripoff of Evil Dead 2, but hey, it's a cool original movie. Like,
Yeah.
So let's talk about, okay, have y'all seen the trailers so far for the new one?
Yeah.
Ash vs. Evil Dead? What do you think about it so
I just saw the first one.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Because, that's where I was saying, he is getting old. They make fun of it in the trailer because I think he's getting ready. He's, strapping on stuff and you think it's his vest and it's actually a girdle.
And he's still working at S-Mart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's now another store. It's like Value Mart.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually gone through, he's even in a worse store. But, in the trailer, I remember one of them had him putting in dentures, and I was like, yeah, they're definitely just embracing that this guy is old.
Yeah. And I saw that, so next to him is, in the show, is, all I know him as is the kid with the mustache, the one who played Ben Stiller's son in Meet the Fockers.
Yes.
I can't, every time I see him, I just think he's like Ben Stiller, and he just looks like goofy as fuck.
Is he in anything else besides that?
I think probably.
I'm sure he's been in other stuff. I just can't think of it right now.
That's all I know him from.
Yeah, and I like the tone of the trailers. I thought there was so many good jokes off of everyone I've seen. Again, the whole trademark that it's been, I think, in every single one of the movies where Ash kills someone, you see him put the cross in the ground. But in this one, he puts the cross in the ground. She's like, they were Jewish. And he's like, shit, I wish you would have told me before I would have made it.
It's just going to have that great, goofy, campy humor. And I think it's going to, I don't know. I'm really
Oh, dude, and it has a Xena, Warrior Princess. What's her face in it?
Yeah, because didn't Raimi produce Xena?
Yes, he did it. And who was in Xena?
Wasn't Bruce Campbell in it?
The hot redhead. Oh. Yeah, him too.
Wasn't he like Robin Hood or something like that?
I have no idea. I never watched Xena. I just know this. I just know these facts. I've never actually watched it. But
Yeah, I'm excited for the TV show.
I'm super excited. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be about it for this episode of Horror Huddle. I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about next week because we still haven't figured that out. It's kind of all up in the air at this point. I don't know. But we're going to have other guests on. I think next week we're going to have on Demonica Devour. And then the week after that, my husband's going to be on there. So it's going to be super fun.
And we can all drool over the beautiful beard.
Yeah. Right. Everybody stick around. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.